lavato siele scalavantasiale in ilia manto lavato siele veti ilia in ilia vata lavato siele manto lavato siele scalavanto siele vale in ilia vata lavata I am hitting a 5-minute I gave 15. Let's see, I'll wait till moment this back. Update for the I need something to prop this bitch up with. I don't like having to hold this shit. Ilia vata lavato siele scalavantasiale vale in ilia vata lavato siele. It's November 10th, 2020. Cool. 11:30 a.m. Salem, Oregon. Actual factual. I was taking a selfie for I was taking a selfie for my girlfriend, and I decided to do a update for the tube because I haven't made any new music since 2016, right? And so like probably in like a year or so I'm going to grab some equipment like guitars and mics and keyboards and laptops and speakers and headphones and blah 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 blah, vinyls, record players, trash cans. Those giant boards, when you like wiggle them, they go whoop, 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 whoop. Those things that you throw on the ground and they pop. Poppins. Popcorn. Anything that's crushable. And start whipping up some beats. I haven't really thought about what I want to do next as far as like music wise and stuff. I would like to let me brush my teeth. I would like to throw a bunch of beats together, like sit and spend a good couple of months sampling with like a drum machine and just throwing some beats out there. But I also want to do visual stuff, and all that stuff takes planning and time and money, which I have none of, and so it's temporarily on hold, but I am looking forward to making that stuff happen soon. This is not a November update. Ilia vata lavato siele scalavantasiale vale. Oh, Bible verse. The very hairs of your head are counted. Let not one who puts his armor on be as one who plays to be as one who takes his armor off. Let not the one who puts his armor on act as the one who takes his armor off. The very hairs of your head are counted. You shall not put the Lord to the test as you tested him at Massa. The first woe is past, behold, 2 more woes are yet to come. Vata lavato siele scalavantasiale vale. This is a sugar cookie from Dutch Bros with an extra shot of espresso and extra whipped cream. It's hot. It's fucking delicious. Lavato yelling. As far as like riots and protesters and stuff, the stuff that was going on the news, it's because there's some people in the area, like realistically, since I know a billion people are gonna watch this, there's people in the area that are fuckheads and they did a bunch of stupid shit like deferred sentencing and locking people up in prison for no reason, and they want to sit. And there's people that are incarcerated in the state right now, like in Oregon. There's people that are incarcerated that are only incarcerated because the people who are in charge of arresting people are fuckheads. And so that's part of the reason, that's the main reason that all the protests are going on, is because they're fuckheads and they're racist. The racism thing that exists is like, you can't be racist and be in a position of law enforcement, period. Or service members. You can't be racist and be in any type of like DOD occupation. And so like the racism thing was discovered among law enforcement in the area. And so that's why all that stuff is happening, is because there are people who are currently incarcerated in the state that are only in there because of racist prosecutors, judges, circuit court judges, and law enforcement officers who have not committed any crimes. And since the area has a mixed like population of white and Latino, if you go to Portland, there's blacks in Portland. There's no blacks in like Salem area because it just hasn't ever been like that. You've got people that are in prison and jail that are only in there because of these racist ass cops that like low key weaseled their way into positions of law enforcement and are using their positions to like block hog the state. It's kind of fucked up, but that's the reality of what's going on here. Local businesses and stuff like that were affected by law enforcement who have their own priorities and pockets and their own self-interest in mind, being like vandalized and stuff like that, which is why there's all that bullshit going on. Like, it's not it's gonna get resolved in the next 5 years, because like any other state, there's a program, right? Like any other state, there's a program, and you gotta like get with the fucking program. And that, if you've seen how any other states function, there's ways to do things and ways not to. And so like the people here, like Oregonians, Oregon is known for a few things. And so the stuff that I saw on social media about like white supremacists claiming the Northwest as part of their like as their like territory is not one of those things. And it being blown up the way that it is not like it reflects poorly on something that's like non-existent here. I couldn't show you the Northwest. Like California, I haven't ever been to California. I've been to like Sacramento once. I wouldn't be able to explain it to you. I wouldn't be able to tell you about the food or the culture of the people because I haven't ever lived there. New York, I can tell you all about New York. I've lived there my whole life. Oregon, I can tell you all about Oregon. I've lived here my whole life. But in order to like experience a culture like LA, you would have to go there. In order to experience a place like Tokyo, you would have to go there. If you want to know what like London is like with some tea, you'd have to go there, and I wouldn't be able to explain it to you. But like there are things that could be said of places that would reflect poorly on that place, which isn't. For example, using Trump as a example for this, right? I haven't ever met the fucking person, and so I wouldn't even be able to say anything right off the bat. That's one of the things that pisses me off about politics. I don't know the person personally. I haven't ever met the person. I haven't had lunch with the person. Haven't worked for the person. Haven't like ran into the person at the store. Like nothing. And so like if I were to say anything, it would just be based on things that I've heard from social media and like the news and like television and books and stuff like that were other people, and that isn't ever that's not the best way to make a decision on like a person. And so like yo, you gotta do the taste test, bitch. Lavato lavato, si las levantas, Iliaveta lavato, si las levantas. 5 continents in the world. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. 5. 5 continents in the world. There are people in each of them, right? There are 5, right? North America, South America, Asia, Europe, whatever. You can't base your opinion on Seattle and Washington and the Northwest because of a Macklemore song. If you live in like Orlando, Florida, and haven't ever been outside of Orlando, Florida, you would not be able to base your opinion on the Northwest, like Oregon and Washington, Seattle, like where Starbucks is from. You wouldn't be able to base your opinion on the area from a Macklemore song if you were born and raised in Orlando and are like in Orlando, Florida, and are like 20, 25, 30 years old and haven't ever been outside of it. Which there are people who like